Okay, now I just got to wait for YouTube to catch up, and then I can mute it. And hopefully I get some other people in here to watch while I'm doing this, so I can read comments. Come on, YouTube, get caught up. Doing this, so I can read comments. Okay, well, it sounds good. Okay, 1 minute, please. Okay, I have a few different papers up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I will not be able to read from all 16, as that would take several hours. So I will touch on a few things and try to remember not to close them and put the links below after I'm done, because I didn't do that ahead of time. So let me see if anyone, there we go. Let's put this in here. Well, I don't see anyone here yet, but I do want to get started because I'm on a time limit. My husband will be home from work soon. Hopefully my brain works better than it just did. But anyway, so this article goes deeper into the abyss and why liars do it. I would have said why liars lie. I also want to zoom in on this so you guys can see it better and so that my ass can see it better. So the last column that she posted was the 3 types of liars, how to spot and deal with them before they ruin your team or you. And I'm going to open that in a new tab. And go ahead and move this one already all the way over. And that link will be below because this is the one I want to read from. 3 types of liars. Ethics, the usual topic of this op-ed, OP-ED, is not confined to studying only ideal behavior. There's also a descriptive ethics side of the coin, looking at deception, corrupt behavior, crisis, and scandal. If you can't figure out what's been going on for the past 2 years, this is why I wanted to read this. We don't just study the good, we also contemplate the bad, the ugly, even the terrible. The good, the bad, the ugly. You can't ignore the dark side. Through her decades in studying ethics, she has come to understand a great deal about deception and the liars who package it. Now, I would like to also say that I was raised in a house full of liars. I was forced to call them family. Mother and 2 sisters. I was the only one that loved truth. Let me get a drink real quick, and then I will continue. So thirsty. We often cannot pick our teams or families, clients, and coworkers, and can get stuck with some immoral people who create problems of all types through dishonesty. You can protect yourself from the chaos they create by using ethical understanding to identify and deal with a liar. In ethics terms, lies are unacceptable because they undermine the humanity of everyone That should be an exclamation point, not a period. In other words, if lying were acceptable, society would break down. And last I checked, society is breaking down right now in a big way because it's all built on lies, faulty foundations. We would have no way to agree on what time of day it was, much less the rate for billable hours if everyone lied. And I think we need to get out from under the confounds of time as well, my opinion. I think we age because they damn tell us we age. If we didn't know we were supposed to age past a certain age, we probably wouldn't age. My opinion. Lies defy both logic and humanness or humaneness. It works for both, making them particularly objectionable from any school of ethics. There are 3 primary types of liars requiring different ethical strategies to defeat their deceptions, although both ethics and psychology, which I took in high school and passed, plus my mom took psychology in college and taught me everything she learned there. She wanted to take psychology so she could control me better. Didn't work. So, although both ethics and psychology scholars study deception, I use layman's terms to keep things simple. I am of the keep it simple movement. So, now that's another reason why I picked this article. But let's be clear, crystal clear, about one thing. Although you may be able to contain a liar's damage and lessen the impact of their deviousness, you can never fix a deceptive person. Don't even try it. My God, I've tried my entire life to wake up the lying liars. They will not have it. Do not waste your time. Do not waste your energy. Move along. Nothing to see here. Only thing you can do is keep you in check. And to save your own sanity, just worry about yourself. Karma's got your back. You can simply lessen the impact of deception on your PR team and performance. I don't know why she has to talk about a PR team, but anyway. So this one starts out with the pathetic liar. I got to check outside real quick. I've known all of these types of liars. Whether it was family, so-called friends, or government officials. I've dealt with them all. There's probably even more than 3, but this is, somewhere to start. The pathetic liar wants to be liked and creates deception in order to avoid conflict and have co-workers like him or her. These types of liars go along with groupthink, which is the problem in this world today, rarely offer their own opinions or leadership, and seem to change their minds frequently. Double-minded, crazy people. Sorry, had to cough, clear my throat. Okay, the pathetic liar may have exaggerated his or her experience and take on more than is feasible, resulting in a litany of excuses that they Insist on calling reasons. Eventually, hopefully, I'll get around to remembering to do a video on the difference between excuses versus reasons. So, resulting in a litany of excuses for poor work. Although their lies are damaging, these are normally the least dangerous type of liar and often the easiest to contain. I don't fully agree with that, because that if they befriend you from building the relationship on lies, and then you've been friends with this person for years and you actually come to care about them or love them, or even if it's a husband, a boyfriend, a girlfriend, whatever, that's going to really tear your heart out in the end. So I don't think she is correct there. My husband did that shit to me. Put on his mask, pretend like Mr. Nice Guy for 5 years, till the mask slid off. Turns out he's all three of these motherfucking types. He actually is what helped me refine my inner antenna to detect liars. Strategies to contain this type of liar include requiring written assessments or ideas before a meeting, asking for verification of completed work, examples, or simply asking the person to explain why a sudden change in opinion has occurred. Why did you change your mind? Giving the pathetic liar permission to deviate from group norms often decreases their propensity to never saw that word before. Sorry, guys.
Prevaricate.
Prevaricate. Okay. Speak or act in an evasive way. Okay, so you couldn't just say evasive for frick's sake. In an evasive way, for crying out loud. And my husband does that too. Instead of saying evasive, he would use this word just to try to make me feel stupid. Asshat. Often the pathetic liar will decrease their exaggerations and lies once these steps are taken, but you must always manage the situation carefully. Now we're going to read about the narcissistic liar as soon as I check on the poor kitty outside. Make sure no one's sneaking up on her to attack her. She's only half grown, so she's still half kitten. Okay. The narcissistic liar demands attention. Oh, but they can ignore you at every twist and every turn. And how dare you try to pull their attention away from something they're reading or watching or playing online. Oh, what a grave sin that is. Yet, the lies that he or she creates always denies responsibility and accountability for the actions of the narcissist. That is 100% true. The narcissist is driven entirely by ego. They're also bullies. Liars are bullies. You just don't know it. Rather than logic, they could give a flying flip about logic, and will defend the ego at all costs. At all costs. If you run into one of these, run screaming in the other direction. I couldn't. I can't get my disability. I can't get my own place. I can't live on my own. I have to tolerate and hope I survive it. This type of person never admits to making a mistake, even when the mistake could be a growth opportunity for them, I will say. It could be a growth opportunity for them. Screw the PR team. No, they don't want to grow. They don't want to evolve. They're perfectly happy with devolving. He or she is often a people person. Yeah, he gets along great with the women he works with, but not his wife. Seeking attention when things go right, bragging and exaggerating accomplishments, while being quick to place blame and criticize others, which is always me, or in your case, you. Look for childish, deviant behaviors in the narcissistic liar. Scapegoating other employees or family or friends, or creating a web of unlikely mishaps or victimization. Oh, they just love to play the victim when it is us that is the victim. And we're not having a victim mentality, crazy people. We are being victimized by narcissistic psychopaths. I should know. I grew up in a family full of them, and I have a husband that's like all three of them all balled up into one right now. No, I am not a victim, but I am being victimized, and it isn't by choice. For this reason, putting a narcissistic liar in charge of a team is a disaster that will result in misery and frustration for the team. So he works fine at work, so that's a lie. 50% a lie. Mostly it is misery for the husband, the wife, the friend, the sister, the brother, whatever. Narcissistic liars are more damaging to your public relations department than pathetic liars because of the narcissist's inability to be responsible or accountable. The narcissistic liar is incapable of exercising reflection and restitude. And restitude. Never saw the word before. Because he or she is a hollow ego of fragile self-perception or perception. Depends how you want to say it. And denial. Every missed objective is someone else's fault. In managing the narcissistic liar, you should work to create multiple checkpoints in which, boy, does this keep you busy. Multiple checkpoints in which the liar has no way to deceive. I do this, and I'm here to tell you, at least 50% of the time, it don't work. But at least you get them on the other 50%. I've been talking a lot lately to people. I've got a hoarse voice. I get thirsty quick. I apologize. Plus, I have a cold. And yes, it's just a friggin' cold. It's not COVID. For crying out loud. Moving along. Demanding yes or no answers. They can't. They fucking can't. They can't. Have you ever watched, like, Fauci being taken to court, or fucking, what was her damn name? She probably run for president again, damn it. Clinton. And yeah, you ask them a straight question, you tell them to give you a yes or no answer, and you get this long drawn out mosh podge of a bunch of nothing. They waste all these words saying nothing, and then in the end they just end up saying, what is that stupid saying they always say? I can neither verify or deny, something like that. The answer, yeah, it's ridiculous. Rather than complicated list of excuses. Yeah, there you see. you're gonna get a complicated list of excuses. Before the list gets too long, stop them and say, yes or no, motherfucker, or bitch, and explain the need for responsibility in an immediate and simple fashion can lessen the damage of the narcissist 50% of the time. I should know. Multiple reporting lines for a team with a narcissistic liar on board are an absolute necessity. It may be helpful to build advanced deadlines when managing a narcissistic liar, and the expectation that initial deadlines will be blown, always at the fault of someone else. Narcissistic liars enjoy the drama, but yet then they call you the drama king or queen. No, motherfucker, bitch. No. Y'all, narcissistic bastages, y'all motherfuckers are the drama kings and queens. Okay, they enjoy the drama that they create. Therefore, a meeting and firm review of performance in logical terms rather than dramatic terms. And you must use reason, you must use logic, because in the end, they still know. No matter how crazy they are, they still know you're right and they're wrong, and they hate that, but they need that. And it is a necessity, as is minimizing the conflict and drama that this person enjoys, wholeheartedly enjoys. It's really the only thing they love besides themselves. They can't even love anyone else but themselves. There's no room for anyone else. Finally, confronting the narcissist directly with lies and demanding that he or she take responsibility for his or her work, regardless of the myriad of excuses, may be your final line of management, whether it's a relationship or job. Explaining that there are no excuses. The work is either done or it isn't, can help to box the narcissist into taking some responsibility. No, but you can let them know you know it's them and not you. They will never, ever, 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 ever take responsibility, not fucking ever. Till the day they breathe their last breath. They will never, ever, 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 ever take responsibility, not ever. The person may be able to get the work done with a lot of oversight, but never expect honesty. Verify everything. The psychopathic liar. Okay. Let's get a drink here and read about the psychopathic liar. Like I said, I'm sure the list is longer. I've got a lot of other links here. We'll see what we can get into. Psychopathic liars are the most damaging types of liars because they lie. The lying liars lie on a routine basis. They can't even tell the truth from lies. They really can't. Without conscience. And I don't exactly like the word conscious while we're here, or conscience, because we know what con means, and then science. So why the frickin' frick are they calling it conscience? Conscience, that's kind of like pseudoscience. Another way to say pseudoscience, which is not science. What's another word we could use without conscious, without... I would just... sympathy, empathy, something like that would fit better. So, without sympathy or empathy, and often without reason. Oh, often without reason. Every single time, every single time, it is without reason. Whereas pathetic liars lie to get along, and narcissistic liars, what? Did I have that word before? Is that what that word was?
Prevaricate.
Yeah, bastards. Speak or act in an evasive way. Avoid and evade. So, narcissistic liars avoid and evade to cover their inaction, drama, and ineptitude. Psychopaths lie simply because they like it. They love it. What does their script say? You cannot serve two masters. The way I use that scripture is you can't serve lies and truth because you will love one and hate the other. They love their lie to the extent that they hate truth. They love hate, so they hate love. Lying is easy for them, and they lie with no empathy, no sympathy, or remorse. No remorse. You can't get them to apologize at all. The constraints and norms imposed by society against lying are meaningless to the psychopath. Yeah, they have their own little rule book. They are God, and that's that. They're lacking in respect for the truth or love for the truth and for other beings. Yeah, they could give a shit about us. They can lie to you because you are a tool to be used in whatever exploit they have going, simply to gratify their own needs. They literally are addicted to lying, like an alcoholic to alcohol, or like a foodie to food, or whatever. They're addicted to it. And in fact, it goes even deeper than that. They are the walking, talking, living, breathing lie. They are the lie. Researchers using computer-assisted brain scans to find that the physical brain of a psychopath is different than that of someone with remorse, we'll say. And I would just love to see the difference between his brain and mine, because this motherfucker tries to tell me that everything he says and does is what I'm saying and doing, and vice versa. And that is just insane. And it's all real fresh and raw right now, because a couple days ago, I just had to have it out with him over a stained glass. It had a water stain in it. He used it so long, it got a water stain in it. And somehow he convinced himself that that was my fault, even though it's his glass, and he used it for over a week until it had a water stain in it. And how dare I bitch about it? And I didn't bitch about it. But in his head, I did. I was just like, why did you let it get that bad? Why didn't you clean it out as soon as you saw it was happening? Or put it in the dishwasher so it would actually come out. And then nobody has to scrub it and get a new glass. The lies just continued from there until I got injured. Researchers believe that psychopathic liars have both a hereditary component to their pathology and a component of a lack of nurture neglect from childhood. His mom gave them everything they wanted, kissed their butts. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Daddy, on the other hand, who died when they were pretty young, one was probably a preteen, the other two were actually later in their teens when their dad died of cancer. And that mofo laid down the law. According to them, he was abusive, but I have had to tell my narcissistic psychopath on the daily damn near that I highly doubt his daddy was abusive. If you treated your dad like you fucking treat me, you deserved every damn bit of that shit. And he was trying to straighten you out. So it was probably, a little overboard because he had a temper. But these motherfuckers, they needed their ass whooped. Absolutely, positively. Okay. Researchers believe that psychopathic liars have both an inherently component and a pathology and a component of lack of neglect from childhood. The areas of a psychopath brain associated with empathy, responsibility, and moral conscience simply do not exist. It ain't there. It ain't in their brain. You can't fix it. It's not there to fix. And do not activate the neural pathways in response to stimulus, as do those of a normal human brain. They are animalistic in nature without ethics. And let me tell you, he is a fucking monster. He is a monster. Psychopathic liars, or any damn kind of a liar, is a monster. So we also need to evolve past, it's okay to tell a little white lie. Fuck you. Fuck off. Go down the road, turn left, and fuck all the way off. It is never going to be okay to tell any kind of a lie. If you're wondering if you look fat in those pants and you ask me, I'm going to ask you, do you want me to lie to you or do you want me to tell you the truth? Because if you want me to lie to you, I'm not going to answer that question. But if you want me to tell you the truth, yes, you look fat in those fucking pants. And you knew that before you asked me, or you wouldn't have asked. You have a mirror. You're at the store in the dressing room that has mirrors everywhere. Come on now. Psychopathic liars often enjoy creating confusion, chaos, and disappointment in others because they set themselves outside of a societal expectation for truth-telling. That sounds really familiar right now in the world, doesn't it? I can't think of what his damn name is. Is it Boris Johnson or something? Anyway, on the other side of the world in the UK, he's like, oh, we're not going to force the mandate anymore for masks or vaccines. You're not going to need your green pass, blah, blah, blah. But trust me, I know how the psychopath's mind works. Something wicked this way comes. They want you to let your guard down so they can pull the rug from out from underneath you. And that's not the only place they're doing that. Some believe that it is for fun to torture others. I think that could have, okay, so some believe that it is fun to torture others, or that it makes the psychopath in some way superior. Yes. Yep, it's fun for them. It's like a cat and mouse game. When a cat catches a mouse, they play it to death, throw it up in the air, smack it on the ground, claw it up, chew it up, let it run away, smack it back down, pick it up, throw it up in the air, blah, blah, blah. And they think that they are superior. Psychopaths are often highly functional people. He works great at work. He just sucks at home. Yet many lie so pathologically. Yeah, they're pathological, narcissistic liars. So yet many lie so pathologically that they do not even know when their deception took over. Bullshit, bullshit, bullshit. I call bullshit. They know. They fucking know. Other psychopaths lie out of convenience rather than always lying to deceive others for some type of gain. Now they do not know what the damn truth is that would set them free. And I don't mean that biblically. I mean that the truth is what sets you free. The lie keeps you bound to the lie. The lie will make your ass sick. So don't believe any of this new age shit flying around the internet right now. If any of that shit worked, my husband does do some research, and the new age shit started in the 1800s. If any of that, you just have to be positive, worked, we wouldn't be in the shithole we're in now. It doesn't work. It hasn't worked. It isn't working now, and it's not going to work later. You got to do your own thing. You got to figure it out. Go to your inner higher self, listen to him or her. Don't listen to nothing that you found online. When it comes to spirituality, because you're being lied to. One psychopathic physician told her with a laugh. Oh, they love to laugh. They've got this, what they call nervous laughter, but they're laughing because they fucking know they're lying to you and they love it. They're having fun, remember. They're having fun. With a laugh, that a lack of courage was the reason for prevarication. My mouth does not work for crap. Of course you're not going to say how to say it. To deviate from the truth. Okay, so was the reason to deviate from the truth. I don't set out to lie, but it's just easier. Bullshit. It is not easier to lie, because once you lie, you now have to tell a snowball of lies, and it keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger as it rolls down the hill. Trust me, it is much easier to tell the damn truth. Obviously, psychopathic liars are to be avoided at all costs. The psychopathic liar will ruin your public relationships, ruin your life quickly, and often for no reason other than because he or she can. You ask them why? Because I can. And they love it. Psychopathic liars cannot handle the issue of, or the use of logic against their schemes, because they rely on the confusion and misunderstandings created by their deceptions. I know that's like ethics, but it's a little different. Ethicists? Huh. Didn't know that was a word. Advise using honesty, rational agency, and a measure of humility to confront the perfidious, perfidious, deceitful, and untrustworthy, for crying out loud. If you must work with or manage a psychopathic liar, or you're married to one, or it's your mother or your father or your brother or your sisters, document everything in writing as much as possible so that you can point to specific details and deadlines. Let me warn you now, that is utterly useless. I have tried for years to get him to get a camera and audio thing set up here in the house so that we can go back whenever there's a disagreement or an argument or an abuse, so that we can rewind it and replay it and see who said what, when, how, why, And so that we can, work together, in case it's me too, for crying out loud. I mean, if I'm the fucking fucker, why would I want the camera and the audio? Okay. The fucking fucker doesn't want the camera and the audio. And so 7 years later, we still do not have a camera or an audio. And you can't just have the audio like on your phone or your tablet or whatever, because he'll just say that you edited it and switched it around. But if it's right there and it's just always recording, then you can just go to your computer, push rewind, and play it as it was right then and right there. So there's no time for him or her to say, you edited that, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, trust me. Do not take the bait and become angry or obviously disappointed when confronting them, because psychopaths feed on the discontent created by their immorality. Boy, let me tell you, that is so true. But sometimes I just have to snap because I'm a Leo. Most of the time I can maintain and just tell him, shut the fuck up. You want to argue with somebody? You're arguing with yourself from this point on, because I ain't even fucking hearing you right now. Fuck off. Finally, boxing in the psychopathic liar is impossible, but putting them in check and checkmate is possible, whether they like it or not. To expose his or her lies in a public manner, such as in a meeting, will be worth the effort if you can expose them in front of other people so that other people can see the truth about them. That does work better, but it's going to be really bad for you once you're alone at home. But at the same time, it's kind of necessary. Psychopathic liars detest exposure of their schemes above all else and will eventually move on to fresh territory to begin an insidious cycle of destruction anew. They'll just start over. They don't care. Don't care at all. Nope. They could give a flying flip. Okay, need a drink. Take heart in being an ethical public relations manager and minimizing the destruction caused by 3 types of liars. Just, who you are. Screw the public relations manager part. You're a good person. You're an honest person. That's all you need to know. Karma's got your back. If karma's even real, it's got your back. So 3 types of liars, excluding them and their behaviors as much as possible. Recognizing these types of liars and minimizing the damage they cause can further the effectiveness of your communication activities with friends, family, relationships. A few more pro-ethics, anti-liar pointers. Reward moral courage on your team. Well, if you had a team. So this doesn't work in a relationship. It's just 2 people. Model honesty. Definitely, of course, you already do that naturally. Honor ethical questions with some thorough discussion, and ask for multiple viewpoints. Always look at everything from every angle. Talk about honesty as a core value on a regular basis so that when they fuck up, you go, hey, fucker, I fucking told you. Oh, well, you're out, fired, get out. As a function based on creating trust and relationships between organizations and publics, We must focus on truth and honesty in all of our communication. The government should read this. All world governments should read this. That one goes at the bottom. Let me see if anyone's here. Hello, Nathan. Hello, Jen Fisher. Hello. Carry up. I think that's how you say that. See where this goes. Well, that might not be a real person. I'll decide that later, I suppose. Let's see. So yeah, so we have Jen and Nathan and someone new. So now I'm going to look at comments real quick before I move on. Hello, Jen. But how do you know if someone is lying? I want to go back. Oh, wait. Yeah, this is how I have to do it. I just have to stop sharing screen for a moment because I want to go in here. How do you know if someone is lying? Well, my advice is that you should damn well study body language for starters. When you can actually see them and you can study their body movements, you can tell if they're lying. That's one way. It takes a lifetime to practice this. So I would say get started now. Definitely look into body language though. And then you should also look into, I learned this one way. I learned everything I know on my own. By the words they choose to use. You have to constantly be thinking in your head, why did they say it that way? Why didn't they say it this way? You know, like, why did they make it sound like all complicated when really it was simple? And that's another way you can catch a liar. Nathan, this is very interesting. The different types of liars. Yes, yes, yes. Isn't it though? He must not watch your videos. No, I could give a shit. And even if he did, there's nothing in here I haven't already had the guts, the balls, and the spine to say to his sorry, lying, psychopathic, narcissistic face. So he's heard it all before. So he doesn't give a shit. You know, he has no soul, no conscience. Oh, the best. Yeah, Nathan's hanging in there the best he can. Yeah, aren't we all? Learning a lot of lessons. Yeah. Yep, yep. I don't think there's anything else. Share screen. Go back in. Move this back over. See what else we can get into because I got lots and lots of links here. I have. Let's see how that looks. Okay. The truth about lying, it's easier to detect than you think. Okay, there you go, Jen. The next one that just so happens to be in line, you said, how do you know if someone's lying to you? This might have some help for you. In her new book, I don't really care about that, explains how to avoid problems and pain by discerning when people aren't being honest with you. Here is an excerpt from You Can't Lie to Me, Motherfucker! The revolutionary program to supercharge your inner lie detector. I am a human, living, breathing lie detector. and get to the truth. Imagine a scenario. You are about to become a mother for the first time, you and your husband. Well, no. Okay, so let's go back. The revolutionary program to supercharge your inner lie detector and get to the truth. So what came to my mind? Another thing, another way you can tell how someone is lying is they keep changing their story. You know, like if you get the vaccine, you won't get sick, you won't grow old, and you'll never die. And now people who have gotten the jab are getting sick and dying like that. Now they're saying, well, you have to catch the virus so that it can work with the vaccine so you don't get sick. Bullshit. We could have did that without a vaccine, bitches. Okay, so now you're about to become a mother for the first time, you and your husband, blah, blah. Okay. I think that's just a big old picture of their book. Okay, here we go. Yeah. Imagine a scenario. You are about to become a mother for the first time. You and your husband prepare your home as you eagerly await your little baby boy's arrival. Just a month before you're due to bring him home, you are selected by your peers to win the highest award possible for a person in your profession. In a very public celebration, your entire industry's community surrounds you to exuberantly shower you with praise and accolades. During the most touching moment of your acceptance speech, you turn to your husband and declare, "This is all worthwhile because of you. You showed me what love is." After a whirlwind celebration party and lots of congratulations from all your friends and colleagues, you ride home with your man, holding hands and smothering him with kisses. After you make love in the bed you've shared for 5 years, you drift off to sleep blissfully aware that you have had, hands down, the best day of your life. And then they pull the rug out from underneath your ass. My husband would usually do it immediately following sex, and then he wondered why he didn't get any anymore, because it just gave you a reason to start more shit with me. Kiss it, suck it, I don't care, bite me. And that's where the dream ends. You wake up to find out that while you've been slaving away on extended business trips, your husband has been having unprotected sex with a professional stripper, and she's decided she needs to tell the whole world about it. You may not be Sandra Bullock, but you could imagine what Jesse James' betrayal felt like. The ultimate sucker punch in the gut. We've all experienced a sucker punch at some point, me quite often. And if not quite at the level of evil, still hurtful. Okay, I think that could have been worded better. Whether it was when your best friend stole your date for the junior prom, or your closest colleague stole your idea at work, you've experienced that crushing moment when the realization of the lie and the betrayal sets in. As painful as that was, how many other lies are you missing? Would spotting them help you avoid other drama or heartache down the road? Yes. In this chapter, we take a look at some of the biggest truths and misconceptions about lying and how both can lead to the most committed truth finder astray. It also could have been worded better. We also take a quiz to see how strong your own BS barometer is right now. Before you start the "you can't lie to me" program. Ultimately, once you've completed the program, you'll instinctively surround yourself with more genuine, authentic, honest people from the very first time that you meet them. So apparently this has some kind of a test in it that you can do for yourself. That will also be below. Now, let's see if there's any new comments. I think maybe this isn't caught up with that. No, I know I didn't close the YouTube video. Oh, here it is. No, nothing new. Refresh. Oh, okay, no, nothing new. Okay. Okay, that looks okay. I think we're doing good again. Okay. Deeper into the abyss, why liars do it. That will also be below. Finally, science shows that politicians are lying liars who lie. I mean, seriously. That's exactly how I say it. Lying liars who lie. That's how I say it. So when I saw this one from the New York Post, February 5th, 2022, I knew I had to touch on this one in this video. Notice they're showing Clinton and Trump, Clinton and Trump, Clinton and Trump. We already know about Biden and Harris, Biden and Harris, Biden and Harris, blah, blah, blah. They're all liars. They're all lying that Brandon is Biden. Even this fucker right here. Okay, they're all lying. Left, right, center. They're all lying. Brandon is not Biden. Where the fuck is Biden? Why do we have this imposter in chief? So let's see what this has to say. Is there a bar at the bottom to move that over at all? No? Okay. Washington. This is the season of lies. Boy, ain't that the truth. We watch with fascination as candidates for the world's most powerful job trade falsehoods and allegations of dishonesty. Okay, that could have been worded better. Republican presidential candidate Donald Trump, who used to be a Democrat, by the way, routinely calls rival Ted Cruz Lion Ted. Cruz reports falsely accusing someone of lying is itself a lie and something Donald does daily. News organizations such as the Associated Press and PolitiFact dedicate enormous resources to separating candidates' truthful wheat from their dishonest chaff. These people love using Bible scripture because I am telling you, and there's going to be an upcoming video on this, the God of the Bible is the world governments. You'll either worship them or die. I have what I consider to be proof of what I've already been saying. I've been collecting little snippets of this and that here and there, and I'm going to bring it out in a video. I'm going to play a collage of these MFers using Bible scripture to back their asses. The only way they can do that is if they are the gods of the Bible. They do not fear some higher source smiting them for fucking us over. They don't care because they know who the God of the Bible is. That Bible is a Masonic Bible. It is for the elite. Remember, in the beginning, it was not given to us. And when it was, we were lied to about what it stood for and what it meant. In their book, you're the bad guy they're talking about, even though you're the good guy and they're the bad guy. You need to go read that book again and flip the damn script, and then you'll know what their plans are for you. But if we've come to expect and even joke about office seekers who seem truth. Okay, that's not correct. What do they mean here? If we've come to expect and even joke about office seekers okay, let's just skip that part. I don't get what they mean. How do you know a politician is lying? That's obvious. Their lips are moving. Many of us have given little thought to our own fibs, their lies, and to how they compare with politicians' deceits. What if PolitiFact looked at what we say to our spouses, friends, and bosses? For more than 2 decades, researchers of different stripes have examined humanity's less than truthful underbelly. This is what they have found. We all stretch the truth, lies. Maybe most do, but few there be that find the way of truth. I was born with the truth in my damn mouth. I got in trouble for telling the truth. They wanted me to say that I was the one that did this or that when it wasn't me. We learned to deceive as toddlers. No, I recognized deception as a toddler. We rationalize our fabrications. They rationalize their fabrications that benefit them. They tell little white lies. No such thing. All lies are great. As in large, big. Not great as in, hey, that's a great idea to go fucking lie the whole world up. No. Daily, that make others feel good. Nope. You don't even lie to make somebody feel good. You just say, I plead the fifth. I plead the fifth. Now magnify that. Politicians distort the truth more often, use more self-justifications, and deceive in larger ways and with more consequences, experts in psychology and political science say. Especially this year, I feel more worried about lying in public life, especially by politicians and in particular Trump, than I ever have before. Psychology researcher Bella DePaulo at the University of California, Santa Barbara, said in an email, when lies succeed, they make it more tempting to lie. Yeah. When they get away with the first lie, it's more tempting for them to tell another and another and another and another and another. Lies can stick. Yeah, as long as you keep believing them, they can stick. And then you'll get sick and you won't know what the fuck happened. They can have a lingering effect even if they are debunked. So this is a kind of a long article. I'm not even a third down the page, and there's like a whole bunch more here. This link will also go below. I still don't see anything else going on in chat. Oh, here we go. This one will be what to do when a spouse lies. That will also be underneath. This has been, how long? Probably about an hour by now. My inner clock says, yep, hour 5 minutes. Yep, I want it to be a short video. So I will tell you about all the other links that I'm going to be putting below. Remarks before the Nazi war criminals Interagency working group. That will also be below. PolitiFact. The 2021 lie of the year lies about the January 6th Capitol attacks and its significance. That will be below. Damn Skippy, it will. Why those little white lies do more damage than you think. No such thing as a little white lie. All lies suck. All lies are evil. Do your best not to lie to yourself or anyone else. 10 absolute giveaways that someone is lying to you. There you go, Jen. There's some more goodies that you can read about in your spare time to try to find out how you know or how to know when someone is lying to you. And then here, see, the other article said there were 3 types of liars, and I knew they were full of shit, that there were more. This article says there's 4 types. Duplicitous, deceitful, demoralized, and delusional. That will also be below. Are these 2 the same? Same place, but I guess different articles maybe. Let's see. The devious art of lying by telling the truth. Boy, won't that be interesting. Because, you know, the kind of lies that like politicians tell and others is that they've got one teeny tiny little morsel of truth, and then they surround it with lies to get you to believe it so that you'll swallow that bullshit. So that one's going to be interesting. The line between truth and lies is becoming ever murkier, finds Melissa Hogan Boom. There's even a word for a very different form of lying. Huh. I'm sure that's down there somewhere. That will be below. From the same site. Yeah, same site. How liars create the illusion of truth. That is important as well. That will be below. Repetition makes a fact seem more true, regardless of whether it is or not. If it's a fact, it's the damn truth. Period. So you even have to watch yourself when even reading these articles. They are trying to blur the lines. Understanding this effect can help you avoid falling for propaganda, says psychologist Tom Stafford. No, facts are truth. Truth are facts. But you have to learn the difference. This article may help you. How lying affects your health. I've been saying it for years. When you take a lie in as though it's truth and believe it, the next thing you know, you got a headache, a toothache, you're sick, whatever. And you're like, what the fuck? I was just fine the other day. What the hell? Go around, start fucking calling people and be like, well, fucking shit you goddamn lie to me about, bitch. Because now I'm fucking sick. I got a headache. What the hell? Somebody fucking lied to me about something and I'm going to call everybody until I find out who the fuck. I know what I'm talking about. Damn, why was that all the way scrolled down? That's weird. Why do we believe liars? There will be another good article. Because we are loving and trusting individuals, and we are the ones that they can most take advantage of. The fact that we are loving and trusting. How to tell if someone is lying. The ultimate deception guide. Well, that guy, that is crazy how much he looks like the gates of hell with a long nose, but younger. Huh. So there's that. That will be below. And then there's a PDF you can even download, 267 pages. I had already scrolled down. James Comey, A Higher Loyalty, Truth, Lies, and Leadership. That will also be below. So, until next time, I love you all.